Hey, hardy, me hearties, and welcome to the test world once again. And I am here to bring back the fully automatic item sorting system. As you can see, we have 4 items that we are sorting. We have 4 empty large chests, and we have an input chest. So let's just throw those in there. Come back here later, and I will show you how it looks. And this is how it looks. It is working right now. As you can see, everything is flashing, which means it's working. No water streams. We are using droppers to transport our items around because hoppers are the glitchiest thing ever. And as you can see, it is 5 deep if we count the chests. It is also 5 tall, 6 if we count the floor, but usually people don't do that for some reason. I would say 6 tall because you actually need this block. So 6 tall, 5 deep, and 1 wide, tilable, perfectly tilable. It is not the fastest in the world. Every time this light flashes on, one item goes through the system. It is fully automatic though, so I don't see why speed is a problem. And here we have a timing circuit. As I said, when it turns on, one item gets sent to the system. Because it can't handle the speed of the hoppers, we have to slow it down. And let's look in our chests, and after that I will show you the components. We have 6 torches, or 16, 16, 16, so everything's been sorted. It is 100% accurate because of the way we do things. It is also the reason why this is kind of big. And this is a scrap chest for items that doesn't fit in the system, so I could put in, let's say, a piece of stone brick, and it will go up, go through the system. You will see these lights go on, and we will find it in this chest. For the actual tutorial, this is all there is to it. It's a 1Y design, so just pause the screen right here and build it for yourself, and everything will be fine. Now there are 2 repeaters on 1 tick delay, both facing to the front of the machine. 3 torches, 2 comparators, and 2 redstone dust per cell, 2 hoppers and a dropper and a chest. Now the facing of the droppers is important because it will determine in which way the items go through the system and on which side you will have your slowdown mechanism, which is very important. Now if you want this extra piece of machinery on the right side, you will face your hoppers to the left, and if you want it on the left side, you will face the hoppers to the right. Another quick tip, if you want to hide the chests like this so you can't see the machine from inside, place this stair facing that direction so you can access the hoppers from this way. If you want to or need to change the settings in the future, you can easily do that. Now what you have in the hoppers are also important, of course. You will need 21 of a item that will not be in the system, or 21 named items. You could take these sticks, put them in an anvil and name them Shablam, and they will not stack with other sticks. In that case, you could of course sort your sticks as well, and you will have your item of sorting in the very left side. It's possible that it doesn't matter anymore, but place them there for safety's sake. And if you want to sort a stackable of 16 like ender pearl, empty buckets, snowballs. It is pretty simple. Just remove what you have, remove 3 of your filler items, and place your ender pearl in there, and when another one comes it will go through the system. Now this is the important piece of machinery I was talking about earlier. It is the slowdown mechanism. Now the system can't handle the speed of a hopper, so we need to slow the rate of items down. We will do that with a clock controlled by items in this dropper. So we have an input hopper, and this will be for a system that goes to the left, and we will have this on the right side. I will show you how to change that very soon. So this is for going to the left. You have a dropper facing the left, 2 hoppers facing the left. This is the input, this is the output. This hopper will be right here on the first cell of the system, so they will be completely flush with each other. The first thing you will do is grab a comparator and pull out information from the dropper, so when an item gets in, it will power this block. Now place a torch on that block facing away from the comparator, and on the left side facing the machine you will place another torch on the side of that block, so it is powered by this torch. Then you will build this clock, a 4-tick repeater facing into a block with redstone dust above it. Wrap around, put a dust here, a repeater on 1 tick of delay, and then pull the redstone out to this dropper, and you should be ready. But of course you want to know how to mirror it as well, so let's do that right now. Now this will become your output and this will become your input. So we need to flip all of these over, place the hoppers facing this direction and the dropper facing that as well. So place these, we'll remove these so we know what's what, output, input. And this actually isn't necessary to change. This should fit as well. It's still working. It will go from this side to this side. But if you want it to be completely flush with the machine and take a little bit less space, all you need to do is remove what was on this side and place it on this side. Don't forget the timing, and you have completely flipped over the design. Now I do like to explain how things work, so let's do that right now. First of all, I want to show you how it looks in real life with this mechanic being here, the slowdown mechanic, which is right next to the system. We have 4 of them. So let's start off with saying that we put in a redstone dust here. Now this is a regular item elevator. I won't explain this here. If you want to, I can make a quick tutorial on that. But this sends the items up through here into the input of the slowdown mechanism. This turns on the clock since we turn this torch off when there are items in the dropper, which means we turn this block off and the clock starts. Now this is a 6 clock, so every 6 ticks this puts an item in this hopper. Now this hopper will put the item here. Now one thing that will happen is that this hopper will check, can I take this item? But this is a torch and there are sticks here and there is a redstone dust here, so it cannot take that item. It is considered full and cannot grab it, so it won't grab it. At the same time, now this can be a little bit hard to see, so let's go over here. We have the dust in here, we have the ender pearl right here for now, and it can't grab it. And we have this comparator here, but there is a block here, so what does this do? Now this is actually reading this. If you didn't know, a comparator can read the inventory of a inventory block through another solid block. Now it doesn't work with stairs because they are not solid block or glass, so it has to be a solid block and straight out. You can't place it like this and read the inventory of this. So this reads this inventory. After one tick of the item being in here, actually this has one tick as well, so 1, 2, 3, 4. About 4 ticks later, since the item can't go down, this torch will turn on, and torches actually power things diagonally. So this gets powered and will send the item to the next thing. Now this will do the same thing. Oh look, there's a redstone here, and I can grab the redstone up here, so I do. Now this will turn on to 2. Now these are all on 1 signal strength. Now that will tip it over to 2 signal strength, and this will get powered. The repeater down here gets powered, turning off the torch and letting this hopper grab the item. Now as you see, there is 1 item in here because they will stay here, so take note of that. You will need 2 of the item you want to sort. I forgot to mention that earlier. And that is how the system works. The reason why we actually have to do this with droppers and not use hoppers just going straight through, and this will say, hey, I can take it. And that is because the timings in the hoppers are completely irregular, and the hoppers themselves are quite inconsistent as well. So using them in that way isn't really doable. You can do it if you use a control system like this, but it will be bigger and more complicated. Now basically what we do is we give the item some time, or we give the hopper down here 4 ticks to decide to check this inventory for redstone, and sticks for that matter. But we give it 4 ticks to look for that item, and if it doesn't grab that item within 4 ticks, it will take it, or it will send it through. So if there were a repeater in here, this wouldn't grab it because it can't, and when those 4 ticks are up, it will send it. And that is what happens all the time. So there are quite a bunch of things happening. But that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything you want to say about it, there is a comment section below if you didn't know, so use it. I love feedback. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and explanation, and I will see you all the next time. And I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit sick.